Hi, and welcome to another show of Pacific Fen Spotlight. I'm your host, JC. Today we're in front of the Dreamind Comics and Games. It is a comic and game store here in Seattle, Washington. We'll be interviewing the owner in just a few minutes, but first I'd like to give you an update on some of the upcoming events that might be in your area. First up will be Potlatch. It's going to be a writing convention held here in Seattle, Washington, Friday, February 29th through Sunday, March 2nd. Next, we have Nishikaze 4. It's a one-day anime convention up in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. It's will be held Saturday, March 8th. Another anime convention coming up is Anime Oasis. That will be held in Boise, Idaho on Thursday, March 13th through Sunday, March 16th. One of the largest conventions in the Northwest area is Worldcon. They will be having their convention this year in Seattle on Thursday, March 20th through Sunday, March 23rd. If you're a horror fan, you might want to check out the 2008 World Horror Convention being held in Salt Lake City, Utah on Thursday, March 27th through Sunday, March 30th. Also that weekend will be SakuraCon in Seattle, a very large anime and manga convention. That will be held Friday, March 28th through Sunday, March 30th. And last but certainly not least, we have Game Storm being held in Portland, Oregon. That will also be held on Friday, March 28th through Sunday, March 30th. If you want to find out more about these conventions or other future upcoming conventions, you can check out one of my resources, which is going to be the Northwest Science Fiction Resource. That is a website at www.sfnorthwest.org. Of course, they have links to all the conventions that I've just mentioned. They have a really large, comprehensive list of future upcoming events pretty much for most of the year throughout the entirety of 2008 and even a little bit into 2009. Not only do they have a con listing resource, they have a lot of other resources that will be infinitely valuable to you, so I highly recommend you go to that website. And if you missed it, you can always go to my website, which you should be viewing, and you can click on the link. It'll take you directly there. I am here now with Aaron Tarbuck, owner and proprietor of the Dreamind Comics and Games. Aaron, thank you for having me here today.
Excellent. Nice, Matt, and glad to have you here today.
That's good. Thank you. Now, I've known Aaron personally for well on since like 98 at least. So for almost 10 years now, and he's been very big in the gaming community as well as the comic book community. And a couple of years ago, he owned up his own store and has been doing quite successful. Aaron, what got you started in comics and gaming?
Well, like most of the people in this hobby, started out as a fan. Enjoyed comics in my youth, got into various science fiction, fantasy, animated TV shows, and over the years continued to stay interested in the various aspects of our hobbies, whether we're talking games, comic books, science fiction and fantasy fandom.
What got you interested in starting up your own store?
Really, the fact that I could provide a sense of community, which isn't necessarily simply retail. And I wanted to make a store, to which I wanted to always go. I've definitely felt that I've always had a good gift at helping people find stories, ideas, and concepts that they'll enjoy, whether I work retail or work at a game company or do any other endeavor. And I thought, okay, I can continue to be involved in other professional levels of this industry, or I'm actually very happy selling and working on products on my own on the side, but I enjoy selling and retailing and helping people find stories, ideas, and concepts that inspire them.
What would you describe as the most attracting thing about comics?
Well, the highly visual medium means that I think they speak to us in the same way that just watching TV, movie, videos, animation, etc. really works. Highly engaging, very colorful, and pull us in quickly.
Let's talk about the local business. You've run your store for how long? How many years now?
This shop I've been running for about, that makes it actually just about 10 years that I've managed. I've only owned for about 8.
How do you keep track of a lot of these titles, what's hot, what's not, and not be completely overwhelmed?
Yeah, well, frequently I am overwhelmed, honestly, but The best things I can do to combat that is try to stay in love with these products as much as I can. And sometimes I'm loving them, sometimes I'm mad, but I'm staying passionate about them.
So you talked about, obviously we all have our own favorites. Mine, back when I was younger, wee little kid, was the Transformers. What are some of your favorite comics?
Oh, wow. All kinds of things. Probably my all-time favorite is something out of the last decade, which is Sandman.
Aaron, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for hosting me here at The Dreaming. Of course, you can check out his website at the.dreaming.comics.com. Is that correct?
And then my email, if you ever need, is the.dreaming.comics@gmail.com.
And both of those links you will, of course, be able to find off our website here. It's right up there. JimGranger.com/PacFen. So you'll be able to get those there. I'd like you to stick around with me a little bit longer. We're going to do a new segment called Fictionary, or what isn't in the English language but ought to be. Our first word is submitted by Art from Reno, Nevada, and today's word is called oraculate. What it is basically it's anyone who pontificates, proselytizes, speaks, or otherwise verbally communicates as if one were an oracle.
Excellent.
So that is our new word for our Fictionary. Well, I want to thank Aaron for hosting us today, and until next time, this has been JC telling you to get your geek on with Pacific Fen Spotlight.
I scream and shout so you can hear. I tell you that the end is near. I still can't stand, I still can't think. You win me with my favorite drink. Give me that glass, though I feel asinine. And if I can't grump, I'll drink plum wine.